It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA on 2K Sports, Ernie Johnson with colleagues Shaq and Ken Smith. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Should be an interesting evening. Two teams that like to slow things down a bit.
Ernie, you sound like a record that's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Man, need to speed you up. Put that battery in your back.
What are some of the keys to running a really good half-court offense?
Why are you slowing me down, Ernie? Patience. Gotta have patience. Like you have to have the kind of patience that it takes to sit next to you and Shaq right now, while you guys are really making me feel uncomfortable with your slow motion manners.
Well, Ernie, he didn't answer the question
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
You have to value each possession because you may not get a lot of them.
That's the
Not
fastest
only
I've heard
that,
Shaq
Ernie,
speak.
Offensive rebounding can change a game.
Oh.
Excellent point.
Thank
man.
you, Ernie.
That's actually you need to speak like that more often.
Let's go courtside to Kevin
Harlan.
Harlan.
I'm the only one in
Harlan.
fast motion here.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And the performance of the Star-Spangled Banner by Linda Lynn. We are happy to have you with us tonight for the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. Just a single game here at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Spurs. The big story here, the return of DeMar DeRozan, who had been sidelined with the injury.
Well, I mean, that was a short leave of absence. And now that they have him back in the fold, we'll see if he can pick up right where he had left off.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Dwayne Casey has been the head coach in Toronto for the better part of a decade now. He said the most rewarding part of coaching has been watching his players grow up. Watching a guy go from never playing in an NBA game before to developing into an all-star player, that's probably the most rewarding thing that you can do as a coach. Now, Kevin, he's helping this team and its players both make the leap forward.
Great stuff, D.A. Coach Casey definitely gets the best out of his guys. You can tell they love playing for him. And tonight, Steve, a marquee matchup. This is one of those games that definitely draws some attention to it.
Yeah, these are the games where fans, people watching, they are in their seats with their popcorns. They're ready to go. These are the best of the best, and people want to see this. I'm looking forward to this one, Kevin.
Well, you got a new tie. You've got a new suit. I mean, you're ready to go. You know people are going to be watching you and listening to your words.
That's why my makeup is perfect.
It is. It's so you did a good job tonight on that. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Ibaka is the 4, and Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Norman Powell, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. Now here's Valanciunas in the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. 6 on the shot clock, and easy 2 points on the layup. Valanciunas has got the first points of the night for the Raptors.
He usually shoots a high percentage in the paint, and on that play, Valanciunas got it done.
Screened by Parker. Green kicks to Laverne. Dishes it to Parker. Lays it up off the glass.
Just like old times, Frenchie putting the ball on the deck, getting his drive on.
Parker against Lowry. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. In the corner, Ibaka with it. Back to Lowry. The three. Kept alive. It's Powell on the wing. Here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Here's Parker. Got a piece of it. DeRozan against Leonard. And DeRozan kicks to Powell. Green with the block.
Good shot blocker for his size. Danny showing great timing right there.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. From outside the arc. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
And stolen by Aldridge. Now here's Green. Defense right on him. Parker outside. Back to Green. Aldridge with a screen on Ibaka. 4 on the clock. Lets it go from deep. Danny Green, and that's good. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Raptors trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Screen by Ibaka. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
DeRozan has such good body control that it's very difficult to disrupt his shot with contact.
For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Leonard kicks to Parker. Aldridge inside, defended by Ibaka. And that one's good by Aldridge.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Mar DeRozan on the wing. 20 points for him last game against Philadelphia. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist from DeRozan. 6 points for Valanciunas.
And Valanciunas just shrugging off the contact there to finish the play.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Leonard dishes to Parker. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Powell inside. He's against Green. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
Now here's Parker. 11 points for him in that last game against Chicago.
Those are the plays you want from Valanciunas on the defensive end. Didn't hesitate to challenge the shot.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. Parker leading the charge. Good work there as it goes. Green's got 5 now.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
You talk about the new term 3-and-D players. Well, Danny Green is the perfect example of that. Over 2/3 of his shots come from long range.
Now here's Powell. A 14-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia. And Ibaka slams it in.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Back to Parker. Spurs passing it around. Here's Leonard. That shot no good. Nice D from DeRozan. And Green's shooting has tailed off a bit over the last couple seasons, now entering his 30s. Steve, you think we've seen the best of Danny Green?
Well, you know, he bounced back last season, shot over 38% from the three-point range, but his field goal percentage wasn't much better. As many threes as he shoots, you'll take it.
And Valanciunas, far from a finished product, Steve. His coaches and teammates feel he will get better, but in your opinion, where does he need to improve?
I think on the defensive end, he does a nice job of blocking shots, but I would love to see him in rotations, being able to be there a little bit earlier. And then on the offensive end, extend his range a little bit more and also have somewhat of a go-to move down on the low block.
The first free throw is good. And as the NBA season gets going, some teams look good on paper, but it doesn't always add up. And as a player, Steve, how do you know that your team has a shot to be special? What are the signs that tell you that?
I think training camp, I think the focus, I think you can just feel that chemistry. And a lot of times you've been on teams where you say, it looks good on paper, but it's not going to work well because skill-wise, general managers think it's going to work, but I think personality, sometimes they just clash.
And you can't have that. Winning teams may have a little bit of tension, but overall they're on the same page.
You got to be on the same page to win it all.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Now, here's Lowry. Last time out, he had 13 points. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Oh, from the Republic of Congo, Serge Ibaka to Kembe Mutombo and Bismack Biyombo. A lot of big man talent.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Green. And Toronto also making a switch. Miles is checked in. Here's Valanciunas. That one wide left.
Well, if you're the coach, you're frustrated right now. That's exactly the look you're trying to get on offense.
Raptors leading by 4. Lowry with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Comfortable inside, plus the 7'3" wingspan. Hard to stop Kawhi without fouling.
And Steve, Kawhi Leonard, one of just 3 players to increase his scoring average in each of the past 5 seasons.
I mean, you look at what he's done. He's become an elite scorer. The 3rd longest streak of double-digit scoring games in franchise history, surpassing Timmy D. That's the consistency that you expect from a franchise player.
The free throw drops for Leonard.
You know, nothing against George Hill, but trading him for Kawhi Leonard on draft day 2011, franchise-changing move.
Mills, he's checked in for Parker. A new group in now for the Raptors. Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. Anunoby, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's DeLon Wright in for Kyle Lowry. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
You know, the Raptors' playoff letdowns have left fans wondering, can they really contend for a title? Their offense has vanished. You think of Game 3 versus the Bucks. 30 points in the first half, the lowest scoring mark in franchise history.
Ginobili with the steal. And now here comes Gay leading the break. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Raptors with the lead. Miles with it. Boy, that win against the 76ers, he's another guy who really showed up to play. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
Now that's some hang time. What a pretty double clutch move.
Agreed, Greg. You can afford to get fancy on your way up when you've got that kind of space. And the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, but it's all about translating that strength to the playoffs, Steve, isn't it?
It is. The front office, they have hinted they need a culture reset, and that was something they wanted to do. They're not content with just winning 50 games and getting swept in the second round.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Now here's Mills. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. That's tipped. Now here's Wright. It's Miles on the wing. Now here's Nogueira, defended by Laverne. Shot clock at 5. Shot on the wing, and again it's C.J. Miles. And now a 6-point Raptor lead.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
Right. No reason to take it all the way to the rack. Instead, take what the defense allows.
Now here's Miles. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. And Wright kicks to Siakam. Ginobili against Miles. Pass to Anunoby. Laverne grabs the miss. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Mills with it. Now Wright defending. Game. Nogueira pulls it in. Nogueira his 3rd rebound tonight. Wright the pass to Miles. Here's Nogueira. San Antonio with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
They were the aggressors that night, relentless in their approach, especially scoring the basketball.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. Here's Siakam. Here's Anunoby. From outside, off the mark.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Great rhythm on the catch and shoot. Kawhi showing us what's good.
Here's Wright. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Siakam kicks to Miles. Here's Anunoby. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And the Raptors lead by 3.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. Mills dishes to Leonard. There's the pick. Ginobili the pass to Laverne. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Leonard. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Nogueira's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He can't find his mojo. Tough quarter for him scoring the basketball.
And Miles kicks to Siakam. Over Gay. Siakam misses.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Here's Wright after Rudy Gay's bucket. Passes it to Siakam. Here's Anunoby. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Wright. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
When you think about a great system and great execution, you think of the San Antonio Spurs. Not the most athletic team. You won't see a bunch of dunks or fast break points. If you love the game, you have to admire how they get things done.
Free throw drops for Wright. And we've seen a litany of role players come to San Antonio and shoot guys career highs.
Well, you know, especially shooters. This offense gets them the cleanest look they can ask for. There's no great secret in their strategy. It's all in the execution.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Kyle Anderson, who's checked in for Laverne. And it's Pertinis in for Kawhi Leonard. And so Wright nails both of them. Spurs trail by 3. And Mills kicks to Bertans. Ginobili against Myers. The drive by Gay. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Long strides Gay takes on the drive is alarming for a defense. Sometimes they have no choice but to foul him.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he makes the first.
Rudy Gay has been in the league for over a decade now. A valuable wingman with incredible length.
He doesn't get the second one. Toronto's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Anunoby passes to Siakam. Releases from 15, and it's right missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Mills, that's a 2-pointer, and it's all evened up. Mills has got 5 points so far.
Learning from Tony Parker for so many years how to work off the screen. Great job by Mills.
Tie game in San Antonio. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk one. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Take care of the basketball, being disruptive on D. That combination has them out in front.
Mills and Manu at the guards. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson. And it's Bertans in at the 3 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Here's Wright, following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. And it's Miles missing. Gay outside. Kicks it to Mills. Anderson up top. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
Gentlemen,
I'm always with you, by your side and ready
shots.
to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, or I'd like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent? Does it go through your mind in the throws in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job. Player coach at one time. I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I picked the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I'll get that chance, and hopefully I'll make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
And the second free throw, good.
You know, the Raptors have the advantage of continuity. There's a trust and an understanding they share helps them win a lot of games.
Now here is Lowry. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. It's stolen by Ibaka. And a missed layup.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Inside, here's Anderson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 4.
Strong move at the rim. Overpowers the smaller defender.
Screen by Valanciunas. Lowry dishes to Powell. Back to Lowry. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for San Antonio.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And it's sent back by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. And the wide open shot from Green. No good on that one. Now Toronto takes it the other way. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and last year it didn't matter whether it was on the home or on the road. They failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
They really dominated them on both sides of the ball. We'll see if they have their number again this year.
Now here's Anderson following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Anderson passes to Bertans. A three-pointer, no good. Raptors trail by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Powell kicks to Ibaka. Stolen by Anderson. Lets a floater go. The shot, no good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Here's Powell. Here's Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Excellent timing on the offensive glass, and Ibaka takes advantage of the second chance opportunity.
The Spurs have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Aldridge kicks to Bertans. Aldridge a screen. Aldridge with a screen on Lowry. Here's Parker. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Green against Lowry. Valanciunas dishes to Powell. Shot clock at 5. Back to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Beautiful screen right there from Valanciunas. He is not an easy guy to get around.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Parker kicks to Bertans. Here's Anderson. DeRozan with the rebound.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
Defensively, you hate to see DeRozan in the painted area. Shoots a high percentage from that area.
Here's Anderson following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Aldridge a screen. And Anderson kicks to Parker. 5 on the clock. Aldridge with a screen on Valanciunas. And that one's good. Parker.
And though Parker has stretched his game out to the three-point line, he remains at heart a mid-range shooter.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Ibaka right side. Lowry up top, covered by Parker. And they pick up 2. Lowry's got his first 2 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Anderson the screen. Parker against Lowry. Parker passes to Green, and it's good, and the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists tonight.
I love the elevation Danny Green gets on his jumper. Makes him tough to defend from distance.
Now here's Lowry. Powell dishes to Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
You know, Kevin, it's easy to forget, but Greg Popovich was almost fired by the Spurs back in '99. Rough start that year, under 500. The players caught wind that if they didn't win the next game in Houston, Pop would get the X.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Now the Raptors moving it up. Lowry's got the ball, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against San Antonio.
This is no surprise. With his athleticism, DeRozan, one of the league's best at getting to the line.
And amazing to think about an all-time great like Popovich being on the hot seat. His players went to the mat for him, though, didn't they?
Some huge performances by Tim Duncan, among others. They really came out to support Pop. The Spurs finished that season on a tear, going on to win the franchise's first NBA title.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, any shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
Parker against Lowry. Leonard kicks to Aldridge.
It stops like that from Valanciunas that get a team fired up on the defensive end.
Outside Lowry. Outside DeRozan. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And again, Toronto no luck.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Aldridge. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
80 million reasons why Aldridge is able to do this, living up to his contract and one.
And LaMarcus Aldridge missing a few weeks last season over concerns with the heart flutter, something he dealt with much earlier in his career with the Blazers around his rookie season.
You know, scary, Kevin, but it's great to see him healthy and playing the game he loves. Those kind of challenges make you appreciate life and doing what you love.
And the Spurs making a change here. Burns checked in. And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
No good from Valanciunas.
You can't ask for a higher percentage look than the one that he got. I think he lost his concentration.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Pass to Laverne. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Count it. Green's got 10 points in the game. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround Jay is just about unstoppable.
Lowry. That shot, no good. Good D by Parker. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Powell over Green. No good off the front iron. Outside Leonard. Nice D from DeRozan.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot. For a long time, it seemed like the league slept on Kyle Lowry. He wasn't an every night starter until his 8th season in the league. I think he still brings that underdog mentality every night.
And the first one at the line is good. And Lowry had to scrap and fight for the starting role, even in Toronto. And Smitty, at first, they had him playing behind Jose Calderon.
I don't think they know what they had in Lowry. Sometimes you don't see what's right under your nose. In the end, he forced their hand, and look now. Unbelievable player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Parker.
In a league full of talented point guards, sometimes Lowry's efforts, they get overlooked, but he's a game changer.
There's a good screen. And here's Mills from the arc. Offensive rebound. Toronto trailing. Right, left side. Nogueira dishes to Wright. He gets that one. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now here's Ginobili. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 6. Back to Laverne. Releases. And that one comes up a bit short. Toronto shooting 41% from the field here in the second. And Wright kicks to Siakam. The feed to Lowry. Wright for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Mills in the corner. Shoots off the screen. Uncovered. And it's Laverne missing. Raptors with the lead. Outside Lowry. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Lowry no good on that one.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
Ginobili, that's good.
The improvement in patience, awareness. You can see why Kawhi Leonard's assist totals have grown over the years.
Outside Lowry. Nogueira gets a screen for Lowry. To the inside. And the dunk by Nogueira.
What a look from Lowry. Just knew he would be open.
And Nogueira, the 7-footer out of Brazil. Very long, Steve, and athletic.
He is a leaper. That makes him a threat around the rim on both ends. But on the defensive end, he has to learn not to bite on those pump fakes.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 16-point game against Chicago.
He also was very good distributing the basketball, keeping guys involved and engaged all night. I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
And Wright kicks to Nogueira. He feeds it to Miles. A beautiful reverse layup. Miles has got 6 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Spurs trail by 5. Ginobili outside. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first half. Now here's Mills, guarded by Wright. On the wing, Mills can't hit.
This is a problem for him. Inconsistent from the mid-range.
And there's the pass to Anunoby. Back to Wright. San Antonio with the rebound. Gay's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. From deep three-point range, and a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Raptors. They finish off the second quarter with a big 11-3 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Jonas Valanciunas had it going on in the first quarter. He had 10 points, 2 block shots, and 1 steal. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, their ball movement was phenomenal. Now, they're in good position to win this game, in large in part because of those assists. And this is the thing, Ernie. When you win as a team, you feel better about everything that happens.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
They're getting out-rebounded by a Shaq-sized margin. Really big. From the get-go, they did not show enough effort. Usually when you're being out-rebounded like that, you're 10, 15 points behind, so things could definitely be worse.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Spurs trail by 5. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. Powell is out there with Lowry, and it's DeRozan in at the 3. Aldridge, the pass to Green. Back to Aldridge. Over Ibaka. The Spurs rebound. Tries yet again. No good at the rim.
Really, a lack of focus coming out of the break. So far, they are 0 for 3.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Feeds to Valanciunas. Just 5 on the clock. Powell dishes to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
And for Serge nowadays, most of his offense comes from beyond the arc or at the rim.
San Antonio's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Green kicks to Aldridge. It's Parker top of the key. Now the dish to Laverne. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. And it seems these players are getting more and more athletic, Steve. So much of that is modern conditioning, core strength, off-season workouts, things that probably didn't happen when you were playing, but just because of science have developed now. What did you do that helped you out the most, and maybe some things you wish you had done?
Well, you look at my body, Kevin. Yes, it didn't help me. I was this skinny rail guy. We had a bench press, and we squatted. But guys right now are having more, talking about core strength, yoga, Pilates. I mean, they're doing so much that it's totally different. I wish I would have been a guy that spent more time on his body versus my game, because it means a lot to be able to have that core strength. But I didn't think beach muscles, you really needed it to play the game of basketball. Guys right now, it's their entire body, and it's also their entire way they recover from the games of basketball, and I think that's what I wish I'd have worked on better.
That word you just said, recover. The recovery process, I think, is even more scientifically advanced now than it was when you played, correct?
Yes. Kevin, example for me, I just iced my knees. Guys now have hyperbaric chambers that they use, and a lot of guys have them in their homes. That's the shot they were looking for. After 3 straight misses coming out of the break, let's see if that sparks a rally.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Screen by Valanciunas. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Out to Ibaka. Here's the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ibaka's got 5 points now this quarter.
You like the aggressiveness, pushing all the right buttons. He has this team rolling.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
The guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, we couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me, we're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be. Kevin?
And DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. Spurs trail by 10. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Green. Aldridge inside, defended by Ibaka. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 7 points in the game. The Raptors have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. He kicks to Powell. Back to Valanciunas. 6 to shoot. Over Laverne. No good from Valanciunas.
After hitting 3 straight, they finally missed one. But you can see the rhythm coming out of the half.
Green, the pass to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Lowry. Parker kicks to Laverne. Aldridge left side. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Powell down low. He's against Green. Lowry from outside. The shot misses. And the Spurs going the other way now. And here is Green. He's got 10. He dishes it to Parker. Back to Green. Aldridge a screen. Jacks up a 3. Green, no luck. Toronto leading by 8. Now Lowry, 8 points for him. Screen by Ibaka. In the corner, Powell with it. The offensive rebound, tries again, and Valanciunas puts it in. He's got 12.
And the second chance points aren't easy to come back. It's all about effort and hard work, and he has today made it look easy.
That's a carryover from the way he played in their last game. All-out energy plays on his way to a huge performance.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Bertans comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Here's Aldridge. San Antonio again missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Left side, DeRozan. The good-looking shot from the wing. And it's a 12-point Toronto lead.
One of his strong points, DeMar DeRozan, is so dependable when he gets to the mid-range. He knocks those down often.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. It's stolen by Ibaka. It's DeRozan with the drive. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
The veteran eyes see all. Frenchie with the tremendous look to make that play happen.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry.
One shot, mind the lanes.
That one misses for LaMarcus Aldridge. And the Spurs offense for a long time built around the penetration of Tony Parker. Drive and kick.
Well, that's the one thing you love about Pop in the Spurs organization. They understand their style and their system. As he's gotten older, they've gone back to the block, posting up Aldridge and Kawhi. Leonard also fills that ball handler role in attacking and pick and rolls.
For Toronto, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Mills, he's checked in for Danny Green. The Raptors also with a sub. Anunoby's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the Raptors looking for a way to break through the East. Smitty, how do they get past the Cavaliers?
I don't know, Kevin. That's the question. As long as LeBron James stands in their way, it won't be easy. DeMar DeRozan said it himself. The key will be finding another star. In today's NBA, you need at least 3 stars to win.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Mills from the arc. But he gets it back. Dishes it to Parker. Back to Mills. Pass to Aldridge. Down low. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Aldridge. Anderson's got 5 now.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Wright, the pass to Valanciunas. Wright sets a screen, off the pick, and he hits the jumper for 2. 17 points for Valanciunas.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Screen by Ibaka. Anunoby passes to Ibaka. Bangs home the trifecta. Ibaka's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
San Antonio calls timeout.
The Spurs, a top 7 offensive team for the last 7 seasons. Their passing and perimeter shooting is what really sets them apart.
And the Spurs with some changes. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Tony Parker. Raptors also changing it up. Nogueira's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's C.J. Miles in for DeMar DeRozan. Here's Bertans. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Nogueira comes with the double team. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Raptors.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Raptors leading by 18. And the Spurs among the league's best in three-point shooting, but they really don't rely on that as some teams do.
You know, the Spurs can change it up. No, they embrace the mid-range a little bit more than the three-point shot right now. Kind of going against the grain in that way. They take shots other teams avoid, and they make it work for them.
Here's Gay. Anderson. Rebound by the Raptors. Passes it to Anunoby. In the corner, right with it. Here's Siakam. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Ginobili attacking, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Steve, what a treat to see Manu Ginobili in his 40s still doing what he does best.
You know, Pop says he never wants Manu to retire. Said he wants to use him like a bar of soap till there's nothing left. And as a former teammate of his, I don't want to see him go either.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
He misses the free throw. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or 2 away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
Anderson the screen. Mills with it. 8 points for him. And that one's good by Gay.
Perfect vision. Mills getting quicker these days at spotting the open man.
Now here's Wright. Pass to Anunoby. 14 feet away. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson.
And let's quickly take a look at the stats for Gay. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 18 points a game last season. 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Anderson the screen. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. To the middle. Here's Bertanis. Nogueira pulls it in. Nogueira's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Anunoby passes to Wright. Miles against Ginobili. And Miles kicks to Siakam. Wright outside. And here's Miles outside. Miles with another miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Mills in the corner. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And this is where Mills kills you. Tremendous range.
Right outside. Now the pass to Siakam. Ginobili against Miles. Pass to Siakam. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Siakam's got 5 now.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
Kicks to Gay. Fires for 3. They get it back. Anderson got a piece of it. It's Miles on the wing. He's covered by Ginobili, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. Leonard comes in for Anderson. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. The feed to right. Here's Siakam. The shot off that time. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's Mills. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I mean, good awareness from Mills. Catches the defender out of position, takes advantage.
It's his first trip to the line.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. 29 seconds left in the third. Inside, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
The Raptors making a switch here. Lowry's checked in. Spurs trail by 17. And here's Mills. 13 points in the game. There's the pick. He feeds it to Ginobili. The dish to Leonard. Takes it from 10. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. 8 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Able to beat you with a wide variety of moves. Kawhi Leonard, savage inside.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Raptors out in front, up by 15. Live from the AT&TCenter in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Don't give in for their semi-fast break and get mismatched. We got to sprint back. We don't want to have just give in to a mismatch. That's what they want.
And Dwayne Casey extremely focused on what he feels are cracks in their transition D.
Hey, creating space on the fast break. Something every team practices. They not only have to flip from offense to defense faster, they have to communicate much better.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Leonard and Gay are the forward pair. Mills and Manu at the guards. And it's Laverne in at the center position. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Over Miles. And again, it's Kawhi Leonard.
A monster from mid-range. I'm not sure how do you defend Kawhi there.
Raptors leading by 15. They set the pick. Lowry dishes to Powell. And the shot no good, a bit short.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Raptors shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Tipped away. Stolen by Ginobili, and it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. A different look now for San Antonio. Danny Green, he's checked in for Ginobili. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Spurs trail by 15. Now Parker feeds it to Leonard. From 11 feet away. Ball's knocked loose. Leonard's gotten just 4 of his 10 shots to fall here, shooting 40%. They get the rebound. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And I feel like we see this all too often. Injuries, they play such a big part of the game.
Well, the explosive moments, the quick change of direction, a lot of stress put on the body.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Nogueira. Baca comes in for Pascal Siakam. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Norman Powell. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He wanted his guys to stay intense. He said, if any of you think this game's over, you're wrong, and you can sit next to me. We've still got a lot of work to do. No let-ups at the defensive end of the floor. Back to you, Kevin.
Here's the screen. Gay, a screen on Lowry. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's just his first turnover of the night. What a steady, efficient game he's played thus far.
Raptors leading by 17. DeRozan with it. Gay picks him up defensively. Out to DeRozan. Inside. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And it's Miles missing.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room. Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Lowry, good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Parker against Lowry. Parker passes to Laverne. From deep, Green. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. That's good for Miles on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammates. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Raptors leading by 18. Moment here now for an injury report. We've got a chance now to check up on Norman Powell's status. David?
Hey, guys, the head athletic trainer of the Raptors was able to give me an update. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He won't be returning to this game, and he may be out for a long time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him. And Parker, here we go. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Sneaking inside, converting the high percentage look. Something Parker does well.
Outside Lowry. Ibaka outside. Lowry against Parker. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots. Again, the miss by Lowry. Spurs trail by 18. The drive by Green. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
No good on that one.
And though he's a physical, tough-minded individual, Danny Green's averaged less than 1 free throw attempt per game over his career. That's surprising.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for San Antonio. And the second free throw, good. Raptors leading by 17. Here's Lowry. Ibaka dishes to Valanciunas. Screen by Valanciunas. DeRozan, that's good. And the Raptors lead by 19.
Wow, the hops, the aggressiveness. DeRozan, a difficult matchup inside.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, DeMar DeRozan grew up in Compton, idolizing Kobe Bryant. He's patterned his game after him as an isolation scorer, able to hit tough shots with a hand in his face.
Here's Parker. And DeRozan always looking to get into his defender. He's got the size, Steve, and the athleticism to finish over the top.
And he has worked a lot on his ball handling and footwork. The master at the mid-range game. He's a bucket getter. In isolation plays, he's comfortable creating his own offense.
Lowry passes to DeRozan. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. He kicks it to Ibaka. And it comes off the front of the rim. Spurs trail by 19. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And when you're in catch-up mode, you can ill afford these kinds of errors.
I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves. Just need to rein it in. Focus on each individual possession.
Right, he's checked in for Toronto. He dishes it to Ibaka. Now here's Valanciunas, defended by Laverne. Goes up at the stripe, and it's right missing.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
Here's Aldridge, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
With the amount of moves Aldridge has inside, as a defender, you never know what to take away.
One shot, behind the lanes.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Decent when he entered the league, Aldridge has turned himself into a phenomenal free throw shooter.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Raptors lead by 18. Spurs have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Parker passes to Aldridge. Leonard against DeRozan. And the rejection by Ibaka.
Great defense by Serge, a tremendous athlete, blessed with insane length and leaping ability.
Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
DeRozan with it. Leonard picks him up, dishes it to Wright. 6 on the shot clock, over Green, and that one's good. Right. So it's the Spurs now. They trail by 18. Outside, Green. Screen by Parker. Here's Leonard. Laverne dishes to Parker. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Well-timed play. Parker sets up ready to catch and fire, and the pass is on point.
Screen by Ibaka. And Wright kicks to DeRozan. And the rejection by Leonard. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. Anunoby, he's checked in for Wright. Here's Lowry, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Parker. You know, Steve, Kawhi Leonard keeps things in his life pretty simple off the floor and continues to drive himself hard on the floor.
You know, Kevin, he's not about the flash. Instead, he's about investing in his future.
shooting 2.
The first one falls. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Well, the league has long had a rookie orientation program. People rave about it. It continues to develop and evolve. More recently, Steve, they've created a program for players transitioning to retirement. This is an outstanding idea. What's important with that in your eyes?
I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. I think the rookie orientation should even start even earlier. I think it should start at the college level. Not saying that everybody's going to make it to the NBA, but it helps you what they give you just in the game of life. And then transitioning to retirement, I think it should be the first day you sign that NBA contract, the transition should start, because it could end with an injury. And obviously we know even if you play a lengthy career, in 10 or 12 years is over.
Like if you were going to talk to a young player and if the player said, Steve, give me one thing that I need to remember as I go through my career and then it ends, what's the one thing, piece of advice you would feed to a young player about what's going to be at the end of this journey?
Well, I think first of all, there's a couple things, Kevin, and I have to answer. First, you got to keep your value system. Second, financially, you got to understand is make it simple as possible. You're not going to be able to live on the same type of salary for the rest of your life. So if you have a contract, say $20 million, in a simple way, divide that up for like 50 years, because that's how much you're going to need to be able to live off of.
Raptors leading by 15. DeRozan passes to Ibaka. To the paint. Fires from the line. And he can't bank that one in. Outside, Green. Pass to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Lowry. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
One shot.
And so he hits the technical free throw. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Raptors. San Antonio calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight. An outstanding performance. Green, the screen, just 5 to shoot. Leonard, no luck.
You know, he really is forcing it right now. This has been a frustrating night for him.
DeRozan. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. Another miss by DeRozan.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
Parker with it. Leonard on the wing. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Leonard again missing. Green against Miles. DeRozan on the wing. Shoots over Leonard. They get it back. Ibaka sets the pick for Lowry. Back to Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Leonard with the steal. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Parker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, there you go. Just at the point in Parker's career where he's driving less, he surprises the defense and draws the foul. Getting there up in age, we know Tony Parker was the Spurs' top scorer for half a decade from 2011 on. Their offense was built around his slashing ability.
Two.
First free throw is good. And guard Tony Parker, now 35 years of age, bound one day for the Hall of Fame. Last season, the lowest minutes average of his career, around 25 minutes a game.
Yeah, his game has always been based on quickness. He's lost a step and it's been challenging, but he studied John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and Nash to see how they remained effective.
And Tony Parker drops them both.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
1:14 left in the fourth quarter. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years, lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%, and a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Relax on the first.
Free throw drops in for Tony Parker.
Popovich has done a great job of developing Tony Parker's entire game, and you're seeing it right now at the free throw line.
That one is no good.
They needed more from him there. Any point they can get is absolutely critical for them right now.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. They set the screen. Aldridge left side. Steps back and fires. And good that time.
The mid-range game of Aldridge. So advanced, so well polished.
Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And Valanciunas penetrating. Basket good.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon.
Parker dishes to Green. They set the pick. Pass to Leonard. Parker against Myers. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Tips it, and it's Aldridge on the follow.
You have to be serious about bodying up Aldridge, or he'll score off the bound all day.
In the corner, it's Valanciunas. Miles against Green. Outside Lowry. Parker with the steal. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Yep, it counts.
And for Tony at this point, it's less about the speed getting up the court and more about the knowledge of where to go and what to do.
Outside DeRozan. And so it's Toronto winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. You know, there is a better game, there is a worse game, but, you know, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set a screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you later.